Any words, so he's got me a superpower.
All right, hello. We're going to go ahead and get this started. My name is, if you don't know me, my name is Alfredo. I teach drums here. I want to start off by thanking all of you for coming to this. This means a lot to not only me, but all of the kids standing here. This is a program that this community, this school hasn't seen in almost 10 years now. And this is something that is super important to me. This activity specifically, I love marching band, but indoor drum line will always be something super special to me. Indoor drum line is actually, I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is about like 10, 11 hours from here. And a few years ago, I moved my life here to march an independent indoor drum line called Matrix World. Feel free to look them up on YouTube. And that was always my life's dream, to march Matrix World. You can only march independent indoor drum line until you're about 22 years old. I am now 23 years old, so I can no longer do that activity, so I have no choice but to teach and create for others. So I found myself in a predicament, whether it was to move back home or stay up here. And there were a lot of reasons that I stayed up here, but one of the biggest reasons was Nordonia High School, and to continue to teach here because these students have truly changed my life, and I hope that I can continue to improve the program and help impact their lives, because I really truly do believe not only what indoor drum line and marching band can do, but what the arts can do for a student. I am exactly who I am right now, all because of exactly what you're about to watch here. If you knew me before I started the pageantry arts, I was a completely different person, and I find myself quite unrecognizable to people that I used to know when I was young, previously before I found this activity. But I now find myself not unrecognizable in a bad way, but exactly the person that I always wanted to be, and I find myself surrounded by people who support the person that I would like to be. I've learned lots of life lessons and other things that I would like to just continue to pass on to my students. So I'll always take my time, now that I have a microphone, to tell everybody I would encourage everybody to do their part, to support the arts, no matter what that art may be. I think the arts are super important and deserve any support that they can get. So that's my plug for that. I'll start by saying this, and this is kind of the emotional pull for me. I was just thinking the students back there and having one last talk with them. I think it's important that when I was younger, so I used to play saxophone and tuba, and I didn't play drums. I've actually only been playing drums for about like 4 or 5 years. It's relatively new to me, but it has, again, like I said, changed my life. As soon as I found out what drum corps and indoor was, it became an event for me. It was the first day of the rest of my life. And since I was in high school, my dream has always been to start my own indoor drum line. And the directors here gave me the opportunity to do that. This actually initially wasn't my idea at all. I've just spent a large portion of my life learning and participating in ensembles much like this. And so I was given the opportunity to be able to start a program that hasn't been, like I said earlier, part of this community for almost a decade now. So it's been super exciting. There's been a lot of highs and a lot of very low lows. Starting a program that the school doesn't have at all and hasn't had for a really long time has a lot of difficulties that I could never prepare myself for, but I do spend a ton of my time, both my time here and at home, trying to make sure that these kids have everything that they need to be successful. This has absolutely been probably the hardest thing that I've ever done in my entire life, but it has absolutely been the most rewarding thing that I've ever done. So I would like to appreciate and thank and apologize to all the parents, guardians, and others who have helped support your children and allow them to do this. I know this hasn't been the most easy thing and the most unorganized thing, but I would like for this program to potentially be a permanent thing. this community because I think it's really cool, first of all. I think it's really special and it's very unique. This is a program that not a lot of schools in the area have. In the Northeast Ohio area, I think there are only like two other schools that have this program. So this is truly like unique and special to us. And in the state, there's probably only about like, maybe like 15 schools that have like an indoor drum line. So that's super awesome. So yeah, I would like to, first of all, I want students to hear all the people who came to support you, a round of applause. Again, that support is super necessary and we appreciate it, so thank you. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start with giving out some awards to the kids. Part of my teaching style is making sure that I develop connections to students and that they feel heard and understood, because I think that best suits the way that I help them the most is getting to understand them as individuals. So I think rewarding the kids is super important. I think some of these awards, a lot of them are very very silly. Some of them are very serious. But at the end of the day, it's a small way for me to show that I see the students, I know the students, and I understand them. Okay, in no particular order, the Employee of the Month Award, and this award needs no explanation, goes to Don. The next award is, and he's not going to be happy about this, the Brain Rot Award goes to Raph. Presenting the Screen Acre Award for always being on that dang phone, Drew Roberts. We love Drew. Okay, this award goes to somebody who not only was indoor percussion new to them, and percussion was new to them. This person is a saxophone player, and when they signed up for the program, I was immensely surprised that that they wanted to do this, and this was something they'd be interested in, but I was happy to have them. And they surprised me literally every single day, and got really good at this instrument. This goes to Thomas. Thomas plays saxophone in the band, and he's in the jazz band. He's in the jazz band as well as the not concert, wind ensemble. Sorry, I work with a lot of schools, and everybody calls it something different. Yeah, he plays marimba. You'll find him right over here, and you would never guess that he's never played marimba in his life. He is so good. It's awesome. This award goes to, and you would never guess by the way this person looks, most likely to bring the band door award goes to Ryland. When this kid knocks on the band door, you would think he's 6 times his size. It's crazy. The most colorful music award goes to Ava. Never had a studio before that every single piece of sheet music I hand them, you could hang up in an art museum. It's beautiful. Presenting the My Alarm Didn't Go Off award goes to Jacob. most likely to drop his sticks, Lincoln. It's an impressive amount of sticks. This award is what I'm referring to as the Step Up Award. This member, I very much appreciate it. We are in a part of forming this ensemble was not knowing how many kids we were going to have, and it's fluctuated pretty much the whole time. I think a lot of kids went to sign up for the program. We initially had a lot of kids that were here interested in the program. A lot of people had other activities or decided that maybe this wasn't the thing with them. First of all, I do appreciate this group of kids because I feel like they all have proven that they would like to be here and they enjoy this, and they wanted to work very hard to prove that this was a program that is worth doing and that other kids in the program should also partake in this, whether or not they be percussionists. And we were in a difficult spot. The synth position is super important to us. It gives us all of the sounds and vocals that you're going to hear tonight. And we found ourselves without a simple synth player, which our show, to be honest, does not make much sense without one. I was in a panic mode, and there was a certain French horn player in 8th grade who played piano for the jazz band. And I wasn't sure if he was going to be down to do it, but he was, and I have been so happy that he's been here. He's been super important to this program, and I've just enjoyed it from him. This goes to Jude. This award is the most flexible award. Going off of what I just said, it's been super difficult with kids. Some kids wanting to do this, not wanting to do it, and trying to fit instrumentation for the show that would make sense and give it its full potential. And this particular student has been super great about. I don't even think their part is fully written down anywhere because we kind of just add anything and everything that isn't missing and being played by somebody else into their part, and they take it on every time, and they're the glue that currently holds our show together basically, and we appreciate that. This goes to Ash. This award is the most whimsical and mysterious. This goes to Ethan. He's just so whimsical and mysterious. This is the most likely to hack reps. Can't stop, won't stop award. This goes to Max. He just never stops playing. This is the Sassy but Classy Award, aka Best Debutante Ever. This goes to Ryan. This award is the Sleep Maxer Award, and this is going to the student who I have seen plenty of students try to take it down on a lunch break. I've never seen a student flat fall asleep in a 2-minute water break before 8. They really can't fall asleep anywhere, but it's quite impressive. This is the Busy Bee Award, and this goes to a student in which I appreciate as a fellow Busy Bee. No matter how many programs that they participate in, it's a long list of them, as well as even having a concert like 10 minutes ago. I appreciate Kelsey for always making appreciate Kelsey for always making this a priority, which is hard sometimes. So thank you. This is the Helping Hand Award, aka the best truckload ever. Goes to Izzy. The truckload may not be something that you all think about, but when we go to different shows and different events, there's a truckload process that happens. And there's so many things that I have to do when I go to a show, so I really appreciate Izzy for always handling being able to load the truck completely by themselves, and that's a very important aspect. As well as they know how to use a ratchet strap, and many people don't know how to do it. That's rare. This award, you want to understand this now, but you'll understand it soon. And we thought long and hard about who's going to get this award, and you know, there were a lot of people who could have been eligible for this award, but it came down to this one person for the most likely to play saxophone in an indoor line award. Goes to Isaac. This award is the most likely to hatch a poke egg during rehearsal. Goes to Kara. This is the I promised my music and I'm on my phone award. Goes to Libby. I can't confirm. Most of the time it's her music. This award is quite impressive. I can say in all my years teaching, I've never seen a stat this high. And I don't know what the stat is, it's quite uncountable, but this award is most shoes tied in a season, aka the Bunny Years Award. Goes to Marco. He really does tie his shoes like 6 or 7 times in one person. This award is super awesome, with so many kids participating in other programs and have other things going outside of this. A lot of kids have to end up missing rehearsal, which is okay, and that is fine. But there's been one student, to my knowledge, who has never missed a single rehearsal, and that is super awesome. This is the perfect attendance award. Goes to Mackenzie. Okay, and I have to do a small side note for this one because I appreciate the student a ton. I have been teaching for about like 5 or 6 years now, and every band, every section has a section leader. I can, in all the groups I've ever been a part of and worked, I can certainly say without it that I've had the amazing opportunity for the past few years to have what I think is a prime example for what it's like to be a great section leader. I think kids always want to be a section leader like so bad, and they don't really know quite exactly what it takes. I think this student could write a book on what it's like to be a great section leader. She does quite literally everything, including wipe people's noses and tie their shoes sometimes. It's quite crazy. It's very impressive. I appreciate the student a ton, and she's a senior right now, and I'm going to have a very hard time letting her go because she has very big shoes to fill. This award goes to Evie. This is the best section leader ever in all caps award, by the way. And then I just have a few more awards, and then we will get to the percussion. So I just wanted to showcase each individual student and just show how much I appreciate all of them. What I like most about this activity is you take a bunch of random students who all live very different lives and have very different personalities and different interests, and you bring them together for something as unique as this activity. And so I really appreciate literally every single one of them for being here, and they have all been like super awesome and super great. So with this being, so for example, I'll give you a quick visual so you understand what is going to happen, what you're going to see tonight. Students, please raise your hand if you have ever done indoor drum line before.
Oh my God.
Everyone raise your hands. Yeah, cool. So that is all of our students. I think that it's a very rare opportunity that you get to bring a brand new program to something. And why this is very similar to marching band in a lot of ways. In other ways, it's very different. And it's just like, I just really hope that you never know what the future holds, but I hope that they get to have this program for 5 ever. That'd be super awesome. I think this program is meaningful to people. I think it's a program that's more supported. And it's, again, I'll say it again and again and again. It's just really cool. So, with this being the first time that the community has had this program in a long time, we are now having, the first time in 10 years, our first seniors for the indoor drum line. This will not only be the first time they do this, but the last time we will ever get to do this. And I really appreciate that these 4 seniors that I have chose to do this, because that's really special and awesome that I was able to give them their first and last experience with the indoor drum line. So if my 4 seniors will step up here, I have a signed drum head probably to take them. And then I have one last very big thank you, and without this one individual, this program I really couldn't happen or exist, because while I do work a lot of hours within this school, at the end of the day I don't know all the important people. I can't have all the important conversations. I can't book time. I can't do really any of that, and so I have to have somebody. I have all the knowledge to make this program happen, but I don't have the ability to get it started and keep it running. And I watch people, while he's never at our rehearsals, he does much more than any of us or even I know, and I immensely appreciate him because he's the reason why we get to have this program. Especially Eric. Eric, if you clicked, if you're trying to head on to the side. Mr. Basket does a lot of work behind the scenes for this program that I don't know the amount of hours. I probably call Eric 5 to 6 times a day, bugging him or asking him about things in this program, and I appreciate that a ton. So thank you, Mr. Basket. Okay, so we're about to do 2 runs for you on this show, and I'm going to take a small amount of time to explain the show to you so that you will understand it a little bit better. You'll get an opportunity to see it stand still, so you can just enjoy the music, and then you will get a full run on the move so you can enjoy all of the visual aspects of that show. So our show is called Travelers in the Dark. At base, it has a very simple meaning. It's about Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, which is a childhood nursery that we all know very well. So beyond the small portion that you hear when you're a child, there's a longer poem. There's like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is only a portion of what you hear. There's like more stanzas and like verses. And it has this deep philosophical meaning about how travelers in the dark are thankful for the small amount of light that stars provide so that they can travel at night. And at some point, that's all the show's about. So you'll get to hear like pieces of Travel in the Dark and the portions of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and all those two things intermix. I think that this was a super cool and fun show. I think talking about staff, the show went about as well as a first year program can ever go. Like I've expressed previously, this program has been through a lot in terms of what it means to have this program and what we need and like how it runs. I'm a first-year director, and so there's a lot of things I do know about indoor. There's not a lot about running an indoor drama. So again, I think and appreciate not only the parents and family, but the students for trusting the process and making it all this way. But this like, even through all the hardships, like, this is about as good as it gets for here. Even I didn't expect for this product to get as good as it did. I'm incredibly impressed. We got to go to one competition this year that I'm very thankful we at least got to go to one. And like I said, I've been doing this activity for years, and we had a pretty amazing panel of judges that were some like national level judges that I've spent a lot of my marching career being judged by, and they were incredibly impressed by this program and watching all of their jaws drop and this was the first year that we had this program, and not only first year, but I will point out one other stat that is super awesome. Raise your hand if you were not previously in the high school percussion ensemble. If you're not a percussionist, and if you're an 8th grader, raise your hand. Kara, raise your hand. Mackenzie, raise your hand. If you don't play drums in the high school, raise your hand. Cool. So it's a lot of our students that we have here are wind players or play other instruments, and a lot of our students have ventured out to learn all these like new instruments, and it's been super impressive, and it was just so amazing to watch. Just that I've looked up to like my entire life tell me that there must be something in the water in Nordonia, because they couldn't believe that like all of these students were performing so well and doing such a good show with such little preparation and such little experience. So students, you can go hand your award to your family and loved ones. Go. And then we're going to set up for a standstill run. Presenting a standstill run, their 2025 production, Travelers in the Dark. I present to you the Nordonia High School Winter Percussion.
Stumbling backwards in the dark, digging up rituals from the past.
Cool. Okay. And before we do our final run of Travelers in Guitar, I would like to also thank the staff members. It's been really awesome to be able to bring on some of my absolute best friends, people who I got to march with, most of them, and I have great memories marching with them. And now I have even greater memories of teaching indoor drum line with them. It's been a lot of very, very long nights and a lot of very long phone calls to pull off this production. But again, nobody has worked harder than the students here. So can we give them one more round of applause?
Stumbling backwards in the dark, digging up rituals from the past. brings you a bright and tiny smile, lights the traveler in the dark. Though I know not what you are, twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Again, thank you for coming. Thank you for, most importantly, thank you for letting your students do this. Thank you for coming to support. I appreciate everybody in this room. And again, we've learned a lot this season on top of what it's like to be in the indoor drum line. And I've learned a lot about what it's like to direct an indoor drum line. This season didn't go exactly the way I wanted to, but planning for the next season, as long as we get to continue having this program, has started right now. So I can only hope to be able to continue to put on a better, more organized program for this community. So thank you